one day, this woman is chilling in her duplex watching TV when suddenly, boom, two men bust in and they grab her and she screams and one of them has a pew-pew. Then they tie her up with Christmas lights and one of the men who has the pew-pew, he points it at the back of her head and he pulls the trigger. They then take her phone and another man is waiting outside in a getaway car and they all speed away. Now the woman, her name is Egypt. She's very well known around town. She's a talented singer. And now rise up. Anyone who knows her loves her. So it shocks everyone when they hear that someone unalived her. And no one knows who did it because she basically has no enemies. So police, they start investigating and digging around. And they eventually land on a person of interest. Egypt's ex-boyfriend. This guy, Kenny. So they start looking into him. But then months go by, but police still haven't made an arrest because they simply don't have enough hard evidence against Kenny. And unfortunately, after a period of no activity, the case ends up going cold. So Egypt, she has a brother, this guy, Dwayne. And Dwayne has long been devastated about his sister's passing. But one day, he meets this woman, Lindsay. And they really hit it off, and they start dating. And Lindsay and Dwayne, they are all into each other. So at some point, Lindsay notices Dwayne has a lock screen on his phone. And on that lock screen is a picture of another woman. So she sees this, and she's like, who is that woman on your phone? And Dwayne is like, oh, that's my sister Egypt. And he tells her about the murder, and that the case is still unsolved. And he tells her police have been investigating it for years at this point, and that they suspect it might be her ex, Kenny. But they don't have any evidence against him, and it's been really hard on Dwayne's family. And Lindsay really likes Dwayne. She thinks he is fine. So she's like, all right, I want to help solve this case. So she immediately gets to work on this. She creates a Facebook group to collect tips and information about Egypt's death, and people start sending in information, and she just like pieces it all together. Then she goes and interviews people. She takes Dwayne and they drive around town and talk to anyone who knew anything about Egypt. She asks them difficult questions and she starts connecting the dots. In fact, she looks at this case for so long that she starts to realize that all the evidence that points to Kenny is circumstantial and flimsy at best. And that maybe police are pointing fingers at the wrong guy. So Lindsay and Dwayne, they've been giving all this evidence they've collected over to local police. But local police, they don't appear to be doing anything with it, at least not in a timely manner. So Lindsay and Dwayne, they decide that they want state police to take over the case, because state police has a lot more resources. So they go and they file a plea for the state police to take over. And then they wait, and they wait. They even hold a protest march to pressure police to hand the case over to the state, and like thousands of people attend this protest. And then finally, one day, boom, it works. The local police end up handing the case over to the state. So then, state police reviews the case. Now, as I told you, when Egypt was unalive that day, the attackers took her cell phone before they later discarded it. And state police have enough resources to get a warrant to get tracking data and track her cell phone and any other phones that are near it, which they do. And the other phones near it, of course, belong to the attackers. And then 3 months later, kabam! State police arrest 3 guys involved in the crime. Here's one guy's mugshot, here's a second guy's mugshot, and here's the third guy's mugshot. So here's what the 3 guys say really happened that day. So as I said, Egypt lived in a duplex. And on the other side of that duplex is a legal marijuana business that the owners run from their home. The 3 attackers claimed that they were trying to break into that side of the duplex to steal a little marijuana. So 2 of them went in and one of them was the getaway driver. But unfortunately, the 2 went into the wrong door and into Egypt's side. And that is where they encounter Egypt just chilling, watching TV. And they weren't expecting anyone to be home, so they freaked out and wrapped her up with Christmas lights, and they unalived her. Anyway, all 3 men take plea deals. They each got different sentences, but this guy got a minimum of 17 years, this guy got a minimum of 20 years, and this guy got a minimum of 15 years. While Lindsay and Dwayne, they kept dating, they got engaged, and now they're married. So that's cool. Shout out to Michigan.